Happy Friday.
Hello.
Welcome to a Trinity Family 5-Minute Friday. I'm Andrew and this is Bree Weens and we are a Trinity family.
We're here to give you vision and tools to help you make the most of your moments and seize the days you have to influence children. Last week we talked about Mary Poppins and how she brought connection and let people be in control of themselves. This week we are going to look at Harry Potter's Week 2. We're going to look at Harry Potter's two professors who have vision to bring the ridiculous in a couple of different ways.
So, I'm going to give you a little bit of vision. Using Dumbledore on one hand and Professor Lupin. Now Dumbledore, he has this remarkable way of bringing the ridiculous into the mundane, the stagnant, the potentially overly serious moments of life. And I just love this scene, the opening feast. It's Harry's first night at school, all these new students coming in. And he stands up before the large assembly and he says, "Before we begin our banquet, I'd like to start with a few words." He says, "Here they are. Nitwit, blubber, oddmend, tweak, thank you." And sits down. And
everybody says, "Are they mad? Is he mad?"
Is he mad? Maybe. But he brings this awesome bit of play. And just by doing that, we as adults give our children permission to be fun, to have fun, to take a deep breath and to take those moments that much less seriously. And it makes them memorable. It takes the mundane and makes it memorable. The second professor is Professor Lupin, and this comes in the third Harry Potter book and movie. And Professor Lupin is the professor of the dark arts, and he's teaching his students what a Boggart is. And a Boggart is this creature that takes on your worst fear. Whatever you're afraid of, it becomes it. And in order to battle a Boggart, you use the incantation of ridiculous. And you think of something that's going to make that your fear look ridiculous, and then you laugh at it. And that's how you gain power over it. And we have found that that is such a great tool for our own places of stress and frustration and dysfunction and disobedience issues with kids. Because if you ever notice, kids know where our button is, and they know how to push it, and they just love to watch us get frustrated. And if we can, in those moments, remember, they're ridiculous. This is my chance to just have a good time. We will disarm those moments. We will prevent ourselves from getting stressed. And we'll have a lot healthier connection with our kids.
Because it doesn't really matter how great you are as a parent. There are going to be times when you're tired and frustrated. And there was such one time, one night, when one of our children decided they didn't want to go to bed, and they screamed and they fussed and they came down the stairs and they refused to be in their bed.
We're talking hours.
We're talking a long time. We're ready to go to bed, we're exhausted, we don't know what to do, and we're frustrated. And from someone Andrew, who doesn't get frustrated very much, I wasn't even like, what are we going to do? He's frustrated, so he can't even just go deal with it. What am I going to do? And so we were just at a loss of what to do. Suddenly he gets out of bed and I'm like, oh, I hope he doesn't do something stupid because he's tired and frustrated. And what he does is he goes to our closet, which is right on the other side of the stairs in our house, where our child is on the stairs, not making any sound right now, but not being in their bed, and he does the ridiculous.
And I went,
and I start laughing because I'm like, what are you doing? This is ridiculous. I don't know how this is going to help. And all of a sudden we hear cries come from the stairs. "Mommy, Daddy, Mommy, Daddy." Where before she didn't want anything to do with us. And she's calling for us. And I hear he comes back down the stairs later and tells me that he got to carry her up the stairs and put her in bed and kiss her goodnight and reassure her that there was no cow in the house. But both of the dams of emotion broke from the frustration and her frustration, but also her bottled anger, and everything just let go, and connection was able to come through laughter. And so now we would like to encourage you to think of a time that's mundane, that happens all the time and is maybe kind of dull, or one of those times where you're commonly frustrated, like maybe before bedtime or leaving the house, and think of how you can insert the ridiculous into that moment. How you can not just use a tool to do an incantation, but truly bring laughter from yourself, not at anybody or expecting anyone else to laugh, but how you can enjoy that moment and bring the ridiculous to lighten the mood, to get rid of your frustration, or to just make a memorable moment.
So, play this week. Have a good time. Be a little ridiculous. Happy Friday.
Bye.
Bye.